We are watching top 10 tricks to win a queen with popular opening. E4, E5, F4, King's Gambit, D5, pawn takes D5, C6, pawn takes C6, knight takes C6, knight F3, pawn to E4, knight E5, bishop C5, bishop B5, pinning the knight, knight F6, knight takes knight C6, pawn takes knight C6, bishop takes C6 with fork, bishop D7 block, bishop takes rook A8, bishop G4, queen trap, queen takes bishop G4, knight takes queen G4, win a queen. Number 2, D4, D5, C4, queen's gambit, E5, pawn takes E5, pawn to D4, pawn to E3, bishop C4 check, bishop D2 block, pawn takes E3, brilliant move, bishop takes bishop B4, pawn takes F2 check, king E2, pawn promote to knight with check, rook takes G1, bishop G4 check, king F2, queen takes queen D1, win a queen. Number 3, knight F3, pawn to D5, E4, pawn takes E4, knight G5, knight F6, pawn to D3, pawn takes D3, bishop takes pawn D3, pawn H6, knight F7, brilliant move, fork, king takes knight F7, bishop G6 check, king takes bishop G6, queen takes queen D8, win a queen. Number 4, E4, E5, knight F3, knight F6, pawn to D4, pawn takes D4, pawn to E5, knight E4, queen takes pawn D4, pawn D5, knight C3, bishop C5, queen takes pawn D5, bishop takes F2 check, king D1, knight takes knight C3 check, pawn takes knight C3, queen takes queen D5, win a queen. Number 5, E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4, Italian opening, knight F6, knight G5, pawn to D5, pawn takes D5, knight takes pawn to D5, knight takes F7, Brilliant move with fork. King takes knight f7. Queen f3 check. King e8. Bishop takes knight d5. Knight e7. Bishop f7 check. King d7. Queen d3 check. King c6. Queen takes queen d8. Win a queen. Number 6. d4. e5. Pawn takes e5. Bishop c5. Knight f3. Pawn d6. Pawn takes pawn d6. Knight e7. Pawn takes knight e7. Bishop takes f2 check. King takes bishop f2. Queen takes queen d1. Win a queen. Number 7. e4. e5. Knight c3. Knight f6. Pawn to f4. Vienna gambit like. Pawn takes f4. Pawn to e5. Queen e7. Queen e2. Knight g8. Knight f3. Pawn to d6. Knight d5. Queen d8. Knight takes c7. Brilliant move. Fork. Queen takes knight f. Sorry, c7. Pawn takes pawn d6 with discovered check. Bishop e7. Pawn takes queen c7. Win a queen. Number 8. e4. c5. Sicilian opening. d4. Pawn takes d4. c3. Pawn takes c3. Knight takes pawn to c3. Knight c6. Knight f3. Pawn to d6. Bishop c4. Knight f6. Pawn to e5. Knight takes pawn to e5. Knight takes knight to e5. Pawn takes knight to e5. Bishop takes f7 check. King takes bishop f7. Queen takes queen to d8. Win a queen. Number 9. e4. e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. Bishop c4. Knight d4. Knight takes e5. Queen g5. Knight takes f7. Queen takes g2. Rook f1. Queen takes e4 check. Queen e2 block. Knight takes queen e2. Win a queen. Number 10. Knight c3. Pawn to d5. Pawn to e4. Pawn takes e4. Bishop c4. Knight f6. Pawn to d3. Pawn takes d3. Knight f3. Pawn takes c2. Bishop takes f7 with check. King takes bishop f7. Queen takes queen d8. Win a queen. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe and follow.